Bam. Alright. This is me starting off my new YouTube channel. It's called Bubbles. It's an acronym and it's for by us being brothers and sisters. Cause one thing about it, everybody know if I call you my bubble, then you know that I love you. So this is my new YouTube channel starting off. And one of the first things I want to start off talking about that I saw today, I witnessed for myself, it was vibes. You got different vibes. You got negative vibes, you got positive vibes. The thing about whatever vibe you got, that's the one that you can carry around with you. That's the one that you expose to the world. So whatever you put out, you gonna get back. So that's the story. So my wife said she was hungry. I said, cool. I said, what you want to eat? She said, some chicken. So I goes down to the chicken place, Popeye's Chicken. So when I gets down there, the first thing I noticed when I walked in the door was the manager. He walk around. I guess he got a back. Whatever happened to him that day, it was weighing on him, and by it weighing on him, it weighed on his employees too. So he's walking around with a negative attitude, doing whatever he's doing, and it's circulating through the whole system. And the whole vibe is filling the whole room at the whole chicken place. So you come to the register, and he says, when he's talking to another customer, he's kind of talking smart to the customer, doing bad things. There was a little white girl, she was talking to him, said she had ordered her chicken like 25 minutes ago, and she talked to him. And I guess for some reason he came over there storming, what you want? She was like, well, I ordered some food, and I wanted my food, and well, what you supposed to have? And she gave him the receipt, saying that the receipt had his name on it, that he had talked to her earlier, and all that stuff. So he storms off. So made the little white girl feel a little funny about the whole situation or whatever. So then the girl that's at the register, she's trying to, keep her composure. She got a better attitude. She got a better vibe about the whole situation. There's another girl, she's sitting there, and she's the one that's taking the orders. Then there's the guy that's cooking the chicken. By the manager having the vibe that he has the other two people arguing at them because it's transferring. See, the thing about it is energy is never lost nor gained. It's just transferred. So if you got a negative vibe, it's going to transfer to somebody else. And if you entertain a negative vibe, it's going to transfer to you. Just the same way, like if you in a relationship and your relationship is doing good and you talk to somebody else and their relationship is having bad, if you correspond with that relationship that somebody else is having too long, that vibe will come on your relationship. So back to the story. So next thing I know, the girl that's taking the food and the guy that's cooking the chicken, they start getting into a squabble. But it's all built on that one negative vibe that's carrying through the room. So now they having words. Before I look, 5 minutes later, it's customers in the same chicken place arguing with each other. And the only thing I could think to say was, once she brought me my food, it said, I appreciate you trying to fight that vibe, because that vibe was so bad. I said, I appreciate you, because to be honest with you, it wasn't on you. It was on your manager, which transferred to you, and that guy, which transferred to your customer. Ain't nobody got no beef with nobody, because don't nobody know nobody up in there, but it's just the whole vibe of the room. Now, on the spin side is, if you got a positive attitude, that attitude carried to somebody else. You can carry it to somebody that has a negative attitude, negative outlook, whatever the case may be. You may help their day, you may not. But your vibe and the way that you carry it are carried a long way. I want to give a shout out to two people. That's my homeboy Amp, Big Dog, my homeboy Matt. They always keep a positive attitude. Before I was the way that I am now, I had a negative attitude. And I want to give a shout out to my wife because she helped me out tremendously. So, but that positive attitude will get you way further due to the fact is what you sending out, that's what you're going to give. If you send a positive attitude out to a negative person, it's kind of more harder for them to be negative back towards you. Other than if I was negative to you, your first response is to be negative to me. But if I'm positive to you, then you throw me a negative, and I throw you back a positive, then you throw me back a negative, and I throw you a positive. After a while, you will start saying this person is not like this. That ain't their vibe, so I ain't gonna carry with them like that. So this is one of my first things that I want to talk, and I want everybody to comment on it. Tell me how you feel about it, what you feel about vibes. People in the workplace, in the office, in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And if nothing else, just make sure that you keep a positive vibe, man. Because that same positive vibe, that's a part of God, that's a part of love, that's a part of prospering, and that's what we all here to do. Life is hard, and it's a beat every day, no way around it. But it's harder to get through life with a negative attitude when you're looking at everything on a negative mode. But the number one thing that my homeboy Amp, my homeboy Matt, and a lot of other people that I know, I tell you, if you woke up today, then you all right. That's the best blessing that you have, that you woke up today. So take that vibe and you roll with it. And those vibes, I be prospering. Like I said, I'm just winging it. Maybe it'll get better due to time. Explaining and maybe breaking it down, but this is my first start now. But I really wanted to reach on to that because vibes mean a lot in life. It really does. And I want to give a shout out to my number one, other than my wife, my number one subscriber. That's Terry. Thank you. The first person that ever, subscribe. Give her a shout out. My whole family and my wife, Terry and her family. They got this new show that's coming on YouTube. You look for it. It's called Foreshore Family. Vibes is crazy, out of this world. I've been watching these people work on this for the last 2-3 months. It's going to be the biggest thing that you ever seen on YouTube as far as family-wide. I carry that vibe with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, I don't have a big family, but their family took me in as family. So watch out for that. That's for sure family. And just keep your vibes positive, man. That's the main thing. Like, and then I have other episodes because mine is no format. I ain't doing no format. I'm gonna introduce you to some of my characters like Pork Chop Greasy and them, and a whole bunch of other host of characters that I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you some good stories. So this is just the beginning. But the first thing that we're gonna do before we do anything else is we're gonna keep our vibes positive. And you gonna remember, for real, if I call you Bubba, then you know I love you.